This was going to be part of the next Water 7 video, but I went on this tangent for far too long and I thought this would be kind of a fun, short video to make. Volume 37 is where we start chapter 347 with. I think it's fun to talk about the cover for this volume for a moment. It's the first time we get to see in color what Frankie and Iceberg look like, along with Nami's outfit color scheme, and since Robin isn't in this volume much, it does make sense why she's not here, but it did make me think to myself, when do we get to see her outfit colors? So I went on a bit of a hunt to find out. I suppose we should start at the very beginning. The very first time we see Robin in her Water 7 outfit is in chapter 325, which was released in Japan on June 14th, 2004. The first time we get to see Robin's Water 7 outfit in any form of color is in Volume 36's cover, which was released February 4th, 2005. That's the earliest sighting of her outfit, even though it's just a tiny glimpse of it. So the gap in time when we first see it in the manga, and the first time we see it in the volume cover, even though we get a tiny sliver of what it looks like, the gap between those two is about 7.5 months. That's if you're focusing strictly on the manga side of things. We also get another small look at her outfit in Volume 39 as well, which was released in Japan on November 4th, 2005. And in this volume, we only get to see the tiny bit of her collar. To get a clearer look of the outfit is revealed in chapter 377's cover page, which was released in Japan on August 8th, 2005. And even then, it's only the top half. It's not until volume 44's cover where we get to see the whole thing, which by that point, the 44th volume was released in Japan on December 4th, 2006. To simplify things, here's the timeline of it from the manga side of things, because how long it takes to see the full outfit and the small crumbs of it until we get to see the full thing. June 14th, 2004 is the first time we see it in the manga. February 4th, 2005, it's seen in volume 36's cover, but only the bottom part and a bit of her leg is shown. On August 8th, 2005, it is shown in chapter 377, but only the top half of it, but it's still the clearest shot of it up until this point. November 4th, 2005, in volume 39, the collar part is shown. December 4th, 2006, in volume 44, we see the full outfit more clearly from her backside. To me, chapter 377 is more than enough to get the full picture of her outfit, especially coupling it with volume 36's cover, where we get to see the bottom part of it. Some may disagree though. Now for the anime, it gets interesting. Opening 5 shows shots of the upcoming arc, and we get glimpses of events to come in the story. Lots of these end up being seen in the anime later on. This includes Robin's new outfit and color for it. Originally, it's highlighted in this purplish hue. Even Blue Note's colors are totally different. Later, this similar shot is seen in episode 230, with the colors being black for Robin's top, along with Blue Note's outfit being entirely different colors. The main difference is Robin's accent or highlights in her attire, which in the opening was a more purplish hue, and when we first see it in the actual episode, and the color is a bit more white with her highlights. And the white part of her outfit isn't as white compared to what we see in the final version of her outfit that we see later on. That's just something else I noticed too. So at some point it was changed, and it can be assumed Oda gave them notes on the color change. At least that's what one would assume. So to put into perspective of all this, the 5th opening was shown on October 31st, 2004. And the first instance of the manga showing off her new color scheme is in chapter 377, and that was first released to the public on August 8th, 2005. Factoring in production time makes this even longer of a gap between them and harder to guess, but we'll mainly just focus on the release dates just to simplify things. This all depends on which instance of her outfit being shown being the earliest. That's all for interpretation, but we already talked about the difference between when we first saw it on the manga and in volume 36's cover, which was about 7.5 months. If you don't count that, and if you count chapter 377 as the ideal instance of her outfit being shown more clearly, a little bit under, but more like a year and 1.5 months. So you have to remember when the opening came out, it was on October 31st, 2004. By that point, the manga was only at chapter 342. So even by then when it came out, there was no way for the anime staff to know what Robin's outfit colors were going to look like. And they just didn't have a color scheme for Robin's outfit yet and just merely guessed on what it would be like. They were honestly close, all things considered. Robin's outfit is a dark color, but it really could have been any color in all actuality for them to guess on. But it's interesting they even made the change at all, or they must have just barely got to it in time. Let's compare Nami's outfit to get a better understanding of what I mean. For Nami, they had far less time to make the change, since we don't see her in that top until after the battle with Usopp. She is first seen with this top in chapter 334, which was on August 30th, 2004. The anime doesn't get to this until July 3rd, 2005. Remember, volume 37 came out April 28th, 2005. That same volume is the reveal of Nami's Water 7 color outfit, and this episode was July 3rd. They only had about 2.5 months to change it, so I'm going to assume that it just wasn't enough time for them to do this change to be more manga accurate, and it's left as what we see in the anime. Assumingly, Robin's outfit color change was more possible since the gap was around 6 months, making it more possible compared to Nami's 2.5 months. It's interesting to point out as a fact, but to think Robin's iconic Water 7/Enies Lobby outfit that most people generally count as her best outfit, or at the very least it's her best pre-time skip outfit, could have been an entirely different color than what we see today. And it may have been cutting it close looking at the times of when these things came out. So I think we're really lucky that Robin's outfit color was changed, because if that time gap was any different, so say for example Nami's gap in time about 2.5 months is cutting it too close, and 6 months was enough time, then somewhere in between that 3 to 5 months may have been not possible. So in a couple of months, this decision may not have been really possible to correct. So all in all, by using some common logic, it seems like we were really lucky that her outfit colors were changed. I am aware of chapter 369's cover page, and at least the jacket part is shown, which does look similar to a Water 7 outfit, even down to the collar. But that was made long after episode 207 of the anime, so the anime still had to make a guess on those colors regardless. And the shirt under her black one is an entirely different color, and doesn't have the dots on them, like the Water 7 one where the white is at. And in that picture, she's wearing pants. So it's almost entirely its own image, with the only slightly thing matching up is the top. In a strange way, the anime beats the manga to the punch on what the colors for Robin's outfit would be like, seeing how episode 230 aired April 24th, 2005. And chapter 377, showing Robin's top officially, is on August 8th, 2005. So the anime beat the manga on that by a little over 3.5 months. That time span is even longer if you count the very first time we see it, even with the not totally accurate colors in episode 207. I think no matter how you slice it, the anime jumped the gun at revealing her outfit color scheme too early. Even if you go with Volume 36's cover look, the gap from that coming out and episode 230's release makes this gap roughly around 2.5 months. Going off of Nami's outfit situation, then 2 months isn't nearly enough time to make that color change. So I think Robin appearing in the 5th opening and that 6-month gap was more than enough time to make that change. I don't even really blame the anime staff for getting Nami's outfit wrong, because in the manga it is purposely dark. And then just to see it in the volume cover being a completely different color entirely and a much lighter one at that, I can definitely see why they made that mistake. Though I'm surprised the anime staff didn't have notes for Nami's outfit color. Usually the anime staff will have character reference sheets. Did they just not make them for this particular character at this point in time? Hard to really say, but it's just something to think about. The same thing could be said for Robin as well. While in Robin's case, it was actually pretty close to what it was actually going to be like. For Nami, on the other hand, it's a completely different color. I would have imagined her color scheme would have been seen much sooner than waiting 50 plus chapters of when it was first shown, since really all of Water 7, we don't know her color scheme. If you were a manga only reader back then, you would have been waiting much longer to see her official colors, while the anime only watchers got to see it much quicker. I'm sure this could be a whole deep dive on when the official colors came out for each of Robin's main outfits, and where we first see them either in manga or anime form, which could be a topic for another video, or heck, even just a mini-series of this. For example, in recent arcs like Egghead and Elbaf, in the manga's volume covers, we always see those outfit color schemes first compared to the anime. So in those instances, it's pretty clear cut and dry which one came first. When people refer to her Enies Lobby outfit, they also are referencing Water 7 as well, because Water 7 and Enies Lobby is basically one giant arc, but most people generally separate the two just because it's a lot easier. And one arc is literally focused on Water 7, the island, and Enies Lobby is an entire island, so generally people kind of separate the two, but when people say her Enies Lobby outfit, they generally mean Water 7 too, because that arc she also had that outfit on as well. That's the general consensus I see going around online. But with this outfit being so iconic to her, it's funny to think that it almost could have been a different look to it. I wanted to put myself in the perspective of a Japanese person back in 2004, when the internet and getting information wasn't as easy compared to now. So they most likely got these reveals on these outfit colors from either the volume cover, cover pages for special chapters, or from the anime itself, I would imagine. So it's fun to put yourself in those viewers' shoes from back then. I found it rather interesting how her original Water 7 outfit had a slightly different color to it, and felt the need to point it out, and try to see when all these things came out and have a timeline of events to figure it all out. Funny thing too is the intro never changed the color scheme for Robin's outfit. I think this is why the anime stopped doing anime only related shots for the intros, just because there's a high likely chance to mess up the colors when a lot of it isn't fully realized yet, so more problems are prone to occur. Even after episode 230, which is the first episode we see with that outfit of hers, so the original colors that were first shown, which are wrong, are still there. So the intro never did a slightly altered version of it, with this new corrected color change. Speaking about the intro, we should talk about the outro as well. Outro number 15 shows a montage of past arcs with the crew and their outfits. It's nostalgic in its own right, just knowing how far they come on their journey even by this point, but in the final shot we get Robin's Water 7 outfit with the accurate colors. Also, this outro aired on May 1st, 2005, and that's right, in episode 231, 1 week after we get the reveal of her outfit in the anime, so even in this outro it's the corrected version of her attire. So the timing of this coming out feels deliberate in releasing it now when we get to see what her outfit looks like. I wished all this thoughtfulness and consideration was factored in for one of the other openings where it spoiled Robin joining the crew 14 episodes before it actually happened. That's a whole other tangent, that thing still bugs me. But I suppose it's funny now in the outro they have the outfits and all that here corrected. So this is for sure, without a question of a doubt now, is a corrected color change. And they intend on sticking with these new colors going forward, and in the 5th opening, those colors that they originally added were a simple mistake. Let's have a rundown of all this one more time now that we included the anime as well, to have a full, complete timeline of the times it was shown in the anime and manga in chronological order. White text is for the manga, and the red text indicates the anime. June 14th, 2004, it's the first time we see that outfit of hers in the manga. October 31st, 2004, opening 5 shows her Water 7 outfit with the slightly incorrect colors for the anime. February 4th, 2005, volume 36 shows a part of her outfit with a bit of the bottom of her top and her leg. April 24th, 2005, episode 230 of the anime reveals her outfit with the corrected colors. May 1st, 2005, episode 231 features new ending number 15 with the corrected outfit colors. In this episode, an ending came out 1 week after the colors get shown in the anime for the first time. June 6, 2005, chapter 369's cover page shows a top that is similar to a Water 7 outfit, and the top is really the only thing that is reminiscent of that attire, since most of it is its own thing entirely. August 8, 2005, chapter 377's cover page shows her colors more clearly, and in my opinion is the most definitive version of it being shown in the manga in regards to it being seen colored, since in this version we see a lot more of it in this image. November 4, 2005, volume 39's cover shows a bit of her collar, but it's another instance of her outfit being shown in the manga, in regards to it being seen in color, even though there's a bit of a yellow hue to it in this image. December 4, 2006, volume 44 shows the whole outfit from her backside, and I think we finally went through every bit of her outfit shown in chronological order. One last interesting fun fact is that Robin's Water 7 outfit is the longest span of chapters where she's wearing one outfit for. For 105 chapters, she's seen wearing this attire. That span from chapters 325 to 430. No other series of arcs is she wearing one outfit longer than these 2 arcs here. The only other 2 arcs that come close to this is Dressrosa for 86 chapters from chapters 705 to 791. And for Wano is chapter 975 to 1051, so about 76 chapters. So there's your top 3 pretty much. It's honestly fitting Robin's longest worn outfit in terms of chapter count is her Water 7 and Enies Lobby outfit, given the sheer importance of her in those 2 arcs. So it's just another thing that makes this outfit more special in that regard. And I find it pretty cool that this outfit that she's seen wearing is in the most amount of panels if you keep track of that too. Obviously with this being the outfit that she's worn the most in, it would make the most sense that in terms of panel count, that would be the highest as well. And that's all I wanted to talk about for today. I just thought it was a really interesting topic to talk about. And it's sort of a special case just because when I saw Nami's color pages in volume 37, it kind of thought to myself, where's Robin? And then it kind of went to this whole deep dive of just figuring out the timeline of things, and it was actually pretty interesting just how long you had to wait to actually get the official colors, and the actual colors were probably the most literal that you could interpret if you were looking at it from the manga. It literally was black with white. So I'd imagine if Twitter existed back then I would imagine people would probably be disappointed that it's just about as literal as it could have been and would have been too predictable. That's my baseless speculation on that. But Enies Lobby outfit is one of the most iconic fits for her. The way it forms around her, the way it feels so tight around her. It's almost like the bi-ness that she has from the world itself. There's probably a lot of deeper meanings of just the way it looks. It's absurdly sexy looking. It's absurdly hot. And there's a reason why it's my favorite for a lot of reasons. And I'm sure there's something to it with her clothes being very restrictive on her, or at least the way it holds tightly to her is almost kind of like the metaphorical analysis of how much pressure the world has on her, and it has this tight grip around her. And like I said in other videos before, the black I do think embodies just a lot of the darkness and mystery surrounding her at this point in time. And I like how there's even that little bit of white that's shown in the outfit to show that there's some bit of humanity left in her, or it's not all evil or all dark. So I do like there's like hints of that kind of like peeking through the outfit. So there's just a lot of things to love about it, both in just the way you can kind of interpret it as well as just the sex appeal. So it has basically everything. And it's definitely my favorite of the pre-time skip era. And I'm sure in the future, past Enies Lobby, when there's not going to be as much to talk about, I'm sure the outfits and when they officially get released in the manga or anime and comparing that will probably be a more common thing. So that'll be kind of a fun mini-series to do. So that's it. This was a way longer video than I imagined, but it's want to talk about the most random just things, and I don't know, I find it interesting. That's it. I will see you all in something else I make and all that. So take care.